Hey there, dog lovers! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the canine psyche and uncovering 26 things your dog probably hates and wishes you'd stop doing. Knowing these little pet peeves can make a huge difference in your bond and their overall happiness. We humans love to show affection with a good hug, but dogs, they don't see it that way. In the dog world, putting your arms around them, especially if it's tight, can be very stressful. Pay attention to their body language. Are their ears back? Are they stiffening up? Maybe yawning excessively? These are signs they're not enjoying the embrace. Instead of a hug, try a gentle pat on the chest or a scratch behind the ears. Have you ever noticed how dogs will often avert their gaze when you look directly into their eyes? There's a reason for that. In the canine world, a direct, prolonged stare is considered a challenge, a sign of dominance. It can make them feel threatened, even a little scared. Instead, soften your gaze. Look at them with your peripheral vision. Blink frequently. That shows them you're approaching with calmness and respect, not aggression. You're on a walk, your dog spots a squirrel, and suddenly you're in a tug of war. But yanking on the leash isn't just uncomfortable for your dog, it can actually be painful. Their necks are sensitive, and that constant pulling can lead to physical problems down the line. Plus, it creates a negative association with walks. We all love to play with our dogs, to engage in a little playful banter. But there's a fine line between fun and teasing. When you constantly dangle a toy in front of them, only to snatch it away, it creates frustration. Remember, play should be about building a bond, not creating confusion or resentment. Dogs are masters of nonverbal communication. They use their bodies, their eyes, their tails to tell us how they're feeling. When your dog is pacing by the door, whining, or even barking, they're trying to communicate a need. Ignoring these signals isn't just inconsiderate, it can actually damage your bond. Imagine someone constantly yelling at you. How would that make you feel? Scared? Anxious? Dogs experience the same thing when we raise our voices. They don't understand the words, but they understand the tone, and a harsh tone creates fear and insecurity. Instead of yelling, use a calm, assertive voice. Speak to them with respect, and you'll be amazed at how much better they respond. Dogs thrive on routine. They find comfort in knowing what's expected of them, what's allowed and what's not. When the rules are constantly changing, it's confusing and unsettling. Imagine being told one day you can sit on the couch, and the next day you're scolded for it. That's how inconsistent rules feel to a dog. Not all dogs are party animals. Just like us, some are introverts, some are shy, and some just prefer their own company. Forcing them to interact with unfamiliar dogs or people, especially if they're showing signs of discomfort, is a recipe for disaster. It's overwhelming, it's stressful, and it can even lead to fear-based aggression. We might love our strong perfumes and colognes, but to a dog, it's sensory overload. Their sense of smell is far more sensitive than ours, so what smells pleasant to us can be overpowering and even irritating to them. It's overwhelming, it's distracting, and it can even interfere with their ability to smell more subtle and important scents. Dogs are creatures of habit. They crave routine, predictability, a sense of order in their world. When their environment is constantly changing, different schedules, different meal times, different sleeping arrangements, it creates anxiety. That's the kind of stress inconsistency creates. Sure, we all want our furry friends to smell fresh and clean, but bathing them too often can actually do more harm than good. It strips away the natural oils in their skin, leaving them dry, itchy, and uncomfortable. Aim for a bath once a month, or even less if they have a short coat or don't get too dirty. It's like washing your hair every single day. Eventually, it's going to dry out. Just like us, dogs need regular exercise to stay physically and mentally stimulated. A lack of exercise can lead to boredom, frustration, and even destructive behavior. The amount of exercise they need varies depending on their breed, age, and energy level. But a good rule of thumb is at least one good walk a day, plus some playtime in the backyard or at the park. We all have lives, jobs, and commitments that take us away from home from time to time, but leaving your dog alone for long stretches can be incredibly lonely and stressful for them. If you know you're going to be gone for a while, try to arrange for someone to check in on them, take them for a walk, or even just give them some company. Imagine being stuck in an empty house all day, with nothing to do but wait for your favorite person to come home. There's nothing quite like a peaceful sleeping dog, but as tempting as it may be to wake them up for a cuddle or a playtime session, resist the urge. Dogs need their sleep, just like we do, and disturbing their slumber can be incredibly jarring and disorienting. Imagine being suddenly jolted awake from a deep sleep. Trimming your dog's nails might not be the most glamorous task, but it's essential for their health and well-being. Overgrown nails can be painful, making it difficult for them to walk and even leading to joint problems down the line. Aim to trim their nails every 2 to 4 weeks or as needed. Imagine trying to walk with your nails so long they dug into your skin with every step. Just like with nail trimming, cleaning your dog's ears is an important part of their grooming routine. But it's also something that should be done with care and caution. Their ear canals are delicate, and using the wrong tools or techniques can cause irritation, infection, and even permanent damage. Imagine someone poking around in your ear with a sharp object. We all know that dogs need physical exercise, but mental stimulation is just as important for their overall well-being. A bored dog is a destructive dog, prone to chewing, digging, barking, and other unwanted behaviors. Imagine being stuck in a room with nothing to do but stare at the walls all day. You'd probably go a little stir-crazy too. Sure, some dogs look absolutely adorable in sweaters, hats, and booties. But before you dress up your furry friend, ask yourself, are they truly comfortable in that outfit? We all love a good laugh, and sometimes our dogs do the funniest things. But it's important to remember that they're not trying to be funny, they're just being dogs. When we laugh at their mistakes or clumsiness, it can be confusing and even hurtful. Imagine trying your best at something only to have someone laugh in your face. We've all been startled awake at some point, and it's not a pleasant experience. The same goes for our dogs. Suddenly waking them up, especially if they're in a deep sleep, can be incredibly jarring and even frightening for them. Imagine being abruptly woken up from a sound sleep by a loud noise or a sudden movement. For dogs, sniffing isn't just about exploring their surroundings, it's about gathering information, communicating with other dogs, and experiencing the world through their most powerful sense, their nose. Constantly pulling them away from interesting smells is like denying them the pleasure of watching their favorite movie or listening to their favorite song. Just like us, dogs can be creatures of habit when it comes to food. They get used to a certain taste, a certain texture, a certain routine. So, when we suddenly switch up their food without any warning, it can be upsetting to their stomachs and their routines. Dogs are masters at hiding pain, often masking their discomfort until it becomes unbearable. Ignoring their subtle cues, limping, lethargy, changes in appetite, can have serious consequences for their health and well-being. Imagine suffering in silence, your pain dismissed because you're not showing it in a way that's deemed acceptable. Training should be a positive, rewarding experience for both you and your dog. Using harsh methods, yelling, physical punishment, intimidation, creates fear and anxiety, damaging your bond and hindering their ability to learn. Imagine being taught a new skill through fear and coercion. Just like us, dogs need a safe space where they can retreat from the hustle and bustle of daily life, a place where they can relax, de-stress, and recharge. Denying them this sanctuary is like taking away their safe haven, leaving them feeling exposed and vulnerable. As much as we'd like to believe that our dogs understand every word we say, the reality is that they're much better at reading our body language, our tone of voice, and our overall energy. Bombarding them with long, complex sentences is like speaking a foreign language they don't understand. So there you have it. 26 things your dog might be silently wishing you'd reconsider. Remember, every dog is an individual, and some might be more tolerant than others. The key is to pay close attention to your dog's body language. By understanding their perspective, their needs, and their limitations, we can build a stronger, more fulfilling bond based on mutual respect, trust, and unconditional love. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Give your dog an extra gentle pat from us.